Hello, Nashville. This is Business as Usual, Nashville's favorite business podcast. My name is Bailey. I'm the adult librarian at the Donaldson branch.
And I'm Corey. I'm the manager at the Goodlettsville branch.
And we are here with Tia McGee with the Taxpayer Advocate Service. She is the Taxpayer Advocate Group Manager. How are you, Tia?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Tia, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at the Taxpayer Advocate Service?
Absolutely. Okay, so I personally have 15 years of service with the IRS, which for the past 5 years I've served as the Group 2 manager for a team of about 7 case advocates. A little bit more about me, I have a passion for helping people to overcome any barriers that may arise as they work through the IRS system. So my passion is just to basically help them go through things.
That's awesome.
And get a resolution.
That's awesome. I'm sure you help tons of people on a daily basis.
Yes, very much so. Mostly my advocates are the frontline people. I kind of back them up when they need that technical assistance or if they have a taxpayer that they just needs another voice to basically give them information. That's where I step in.
Very cool. Very cool. So what is Taxpayer Advocate Service, and is it a government department? How does that work?
Yes. So Taxpayer Advocate Service is an independent organization within the IRS. So IRS, government. So we basically are a free service. We help taxpayers resolve problems with the IRS. We protect their rights. And we make administrative and legislative recommendations to prevent or correct any kind of systemic issues within the Internal Revenue Service. We also work to ensure that every taxpayer is treated fairly and know and understand their rights as they navigate through the IRS system.
I've always found it interesting that they're independent, even though it's under the IRS sort of umbrella and everything.
That is correct. And what our independence basically means is that you may come to us, you may disclose a particular item to us. We are not required to disclose that to the Internal Revenue Service. We can basically discuss with you, do you want us to share that or not? And if you say, I don't want that shared, then we don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. Very cool. And what types of services do you offer to people at the
A Taxpayer Advocate Service.
Yeah.
So some of the services that we offer, we work one-on-one to assist taxpayers, as I stated earlier, with resolving their issue. Our services cover the gamut of whether it's an individual tax matter, a business tax matter, or even exempt organizations. So basically the process starts out where you contact our office, you work with our intake advocates, and those individuals work basically phone calls or either correspondence that you may send in. And they basically determine whether or not you meet our case criteria. And case criteria for us means, do you have an economic hardship or systemic hardship? And so based on when they do that, they basically assign your case, or a case number, should we say, and then we assign you to a case advocate, at which point that person works one-on-one with you to resolve your issue until it's resolved with the IRS, or we give you some kind of alternative resolution.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
Seems like a pretty in-depth sort of process.
Yes, it is. It is very in-depth. A lot of layers and a lot of information to be able to disseminate. Yeah.
Awesome. And make sure that the problems get solved and everything. So very cool. Very cool. So let's focus down a bit on the business side of your service. I know Taxpayer Advocate Service helps anyone who's a taxpayer, but you do have some specific services for businesses. How can TAS help small business owners and entrepreneurs?
Yes, absolutely. So when it comes to a small business owner or an entrepreneur, we have a variety of stuff. So just to name a few, we can help with processing a form SS4. That's the form that most business owners use in order to file for an employer identification number, also known as an EIN. We also can help them with processing exempt status applications if they've experienced delays in processing their business tax returns, such as a 941 or a 940. We also can help with examination matters. So, for example, if you are a small business and they're questioning your Schedule C expenses for your business, we can help help you navigate that process by explaining what the examiner is looking for, helping you gather the records necessary to prove a particular expense that you may have taken. And then we also help with people who maybe they're new, they're starting out, they weren't aware that they had this big tax liability because they've gotten all this income and they didn't realize they need to make estimated tax payments, so now they owe. So we help them be able to work through that process, set up a payment plan if they need to, and also help them get something that's manageable for them based on their income.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Taxes always seem like an issue that just goes over my head specifically, but everyone said it seems like that one issue that everyone is so unsure about.
Well, the thing that gets me is that I've talked to Tia many times in a setting with the SBA personnel, and they start spouting off numbers to the forms, and I'm like, I have no idea what 1562 is, or whatever it is. And she already is thinking, I know what that is exactly.
She has one right here.
Yeah. But I do say when it comes to Taxpayer Advocate Service, I mean, everybody's situation is different. So if you are ever thinking like maybe they can't help me, just give us a call because we'll walk through, hear your particular scenario, and then let you know, hey, yes, that's something we can help with. Or like I said earlier, we'll refer you to someone that could help.
Gotcha. One question while we're here, how much does it cost?
It's free.
Love to hear that.
It is free. Your tax dollars pay for our services.
One of my favorite 4-letter words right there.
Yes.
Free.
Absolutely.
So if I was a small business owner and I needed help with my taxes, I would reach out to you all. Are there like forums or publications that you would recommend for me as a small business owner?
That's a great question. So as a small business owner, most people report their income on a Form 1040, which is the basic thing that everybody files. Yes. So they report it on there. They're used to Schedule C and a complement with that 1040 form to report that. One of the main publications that I highly recommend as a small business owner that you read, make sure you kind of understand it, is Publication 334. And what it is a tax guide for small businesses. Okay. The other ones that I would suggest that you look at will be Publication 4591, which is basically your small business federal tax responsibilities, along with Publication 535, which deals with business expenses, and then Publication 583 that deals with starting a business and the most important thing, record keeping.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you take a look at those. I would also recommend that if you are unable to actually pay for someone to help you with your taxes, there are a slew of free services out there for you. One that I would recommend is free tax preparation through the VITA program. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but basically there are certain criteria based on income. You can go there every year and get your taxes filed for free.
Wow.
So I highly recommend that. You can search them and see what's in your area by going to irs.gov and simply searching the term VITA, which is VITA. The other thing, if you're worried about a tax professional, you can go to irs.gov, type in tax professional. You can get a listing of IRS approved people who've gone through the course every year to be able to file taxes. And it'll just pull up whatever's in your area and you can pick somebody and go to them for assistance. And then the last thing that I recommend is the local income tax clinic that is available to people who meet certain income levels. They do have like a 10% discretionary income where they'll help anybody of any income range, but you just have to check with them first. But you can go to irs.gov, look at that information as well, and then you can also check out Publication 4134 for a listing in your area.
Very cool.
And all those forms all available on the IRS website?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to use, that IRS website.
Yes, they've redesigned it, so it made it a little bit more easier to navigate it than it used to be in the past.
I remember searching through those forms years ago when I first started libraries. I was like, "Ooh, it gets deep pretty fast." But
it's pretty easy.
now it's
now
easy.
They can pull it right up and print it off for people at the library.
Yes.
And shameless shout out, the Goodlettsville branch actually hosted VITA tax preparation,
nice.
and I think maybe the Southeast branch.
They did, because I went to an event there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
that was the new site this year.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Does VITA, do they do taxes for small business owners at all? Do you know?
They
Is
do.
that one of the criteria?
As long as they meet the criteria. So
Okay.
what I would recommend them do is they call, because generally when they pull up the VITA listing, it'll have a telephone number. You can call and talk to the manager of that site, and they can let you know whether or not they can be able to assist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know we got in people's business, registering, them because people would call to say they wanted to register for a particular day, and we'd have to go through a list of questions to make sure they qualified. So I think the maximum amount of income they could have was $76,000 this year.
Okay.
I think that sounds about
Something
right
like
for this
that.
year, but it changes every year. So
Okay.
it's never the same. So always just, I recommend the irs.gov.
Yeah.
Go there and check it out and see what the limits are for the year.
Very awesome. Cool.
Is there a subsection on TAS on the IRS website? Is there like a TAS section?
Yes. So for Taxpayer Advocate Service, we literally get put on every single notice that goes out to a taxpayer to let them know that we exist.
Okay.
But if you're looking for us, if you went to irs.gov, you can locate us there by simply typing in Taxpayer Advocate Service. And then you can also go to our website, which is www.taxpayeradvocate.irs.gov.
That'd probably be the easiest way to get.
Either or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can type in taxpayer advocate and Google search it.
Right.
And it'll come right up.
It's right there.
Yeah.
I've done it so many times.
And then also, most people do refer to us, even though we're a Taxpayer Advocate Service, you may hear us also referred to as TAS, so TAS.
Yeah.
You may see that as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we ask everybody this.
Okay.
So buckle in. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out as an entrepreneur or small business owner?
All right. So since I primarily work with taxes, as we've stated, I would recommend you educate yourself about your responsibilities and obligations of filing and paying your taxes as a small business owner. This includes when you're getting your taxes prepared, don't be afraid to ask your preparer, how did they come up with a figure that's listed on your tax return? You'd be surprised how many small business owners just say, well, they're the professional. They knew what they were doing. I don't know how they came up with that figure. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when you sign on that return saying under penalties and perjury, everything reported is correct, the IRS is looking at you. So you want to make sure that you understand what's on your tax return, understand what your obligations are. If you are not aware or ill-informed, should I say, regarding it, I would make sure that you listen to all the free resources available, like this podcast, for free resources to help you. I would also check with the Small Business Administration, as Corey mentioned earlier. And then also the IRS, they have a whole bunch of free stuff on there just geared for small business owners. As an IRS TAS employee, I would be remiss if I didn't say that, May 4th through the 10th, there's a National Small Business Week. So IRS is going to be kicking off a whole bunch of stuff geared towards small business owners, and I highly recommend people take a look at that. And so you can go to irs.gov and search Small Business Week, and you can get all of the tips and tricks that they're giving out there for free.
Yeah, I know we mentioned it earlier, but what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Oh, that's easy. So taxpayeradvocate.irs.gov is one way. To contact me directly, you can contact my office at 615-250-5000. I'm also located downtown here in Nashville at the 801 Broadway building. So you can drop by the office. We're generally there staff Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30. And then if you just want to write to me, you're welcome to. And so my mailing address is 801 Broadway, MDP 22, Nashville, Tennessee 37203.
Very awesome.
Very awesome.
I know that there's a good phone number. I laugh every time I hear this phone number because there's at least 15 sevens in this number.
Yes.
So it's a national number.
Yes.
That's
so the
toll-free.
national number, our toll-free line, it is, ready, Corey? It is 877-777-4778.
Wow.
It's too many sevens.
How can you forget that one?
I know, right? And that number is staffed Monday through Friday across the country, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. your local time.
Well, if the good thing about that number, if you forget a digit, just guess 7.
Just
Guess the
seven.
You're going to be right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect. Yes. Well, Tia, thank you so much for joining us again.
You.
Yeah, I
Thank
am.
you.
Yeah. Again, I'm Bailey.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Tia.
And this is Business as Usual. Thank you, Nashville.
Thank you.
Thank you.